Guys, welcome back to another video. I am here today discussing the reality of being an OF creator. I don't even want to get into the types of things that people probably think or say about OF creators. Being an OF creator is actually one of the hardest things ever. I don't want to get into the nitty-gritty of what people say about OF creators because quite frankly they don't know nothing about what an OF creator actually entails, and me being a agency owner and a manager for OF creators, I have learned so much. So I'm going to break down the reality of being an OF creator in this video, and this is going to be stuff that no one really talks about. But the funny thing is, people assume that OF creators, all they do is the explicit side of things. That's what people think. They just do the explicit side of things, they post it and they get loads of money. If only that was true, right? I bet you girls are watching this now and thinking, I wish. Running an OF account actually requires a lot of skills, a lot of time, and a lot of organization actually. Unfortunately, a lot of girls like yourselves end up feeling burnt out, overwhelmed, inconsistent, and just unable to keep up with everything. As you know, being an OF creator, you need to handle all the chats where most of the money is made. You need to be able to talk to fans all day, every day, engage with them, sell content, and keep them happy essentially, because the whole point is to retain the fans that you already have in your OF. That's number one. Number two is the content creation side of things. It's not about just getting a video and posting it. You need to be able to batch create content, have a clear content strategy, and know why you're creating a certain content piece and why it's being posted to a certain platform. With that being said, you need multiple social media platforms. Instagram isn't the be all end all. It's not going to be the one thing that brings in all your subscribers. You need to stand out. There is just so much that goes into content creation. I'm probably going to miss out a few things here, but content creation and social media marketing are probably two different jobs and requires two different types of skills and requires a lot of thought. And you need to be able to create all that content once you've thought out what is going to work for you, or once you've tested what's going to work for you. Number three is editing the content, uploading the content, scheduling the content, coming up with the captions, the text hooks. And on top of that, you need to be consistent. So everything I've just mentioned requires consistency. And how are you supposed to do all three of those things to the highest level and make sure that you're getting the most out of your OF account? How are you going to make sure that all that gets done every single day? And I've only talked about social media content. I haven't even spoken about scripts, you know, the explicit content side of things that will help you make sales. There's just so much that goes into it. And then if we really want to go into the nitty-gritty and the deep side of things, then you have your ego, which comes into place, where you may not feel good enough. You may start comparing yourself to other creators, and then you may feel really shit about yourself. And then that can lead into all sorts of different emotions, which then do not help with building your business, running your OF account, keeping up with content. I do feel sorry for you guys, and I think it's really, really important that you have someone that you can lean on in this space, because if you don't, there's no one to pick you back up. You know, whether it's a best friend, a partner, a parent, or a manager, you need someone to keep you sane in this industry. But with all that being said, I've just blabbed about the issues that you guys probably face. It's important to know that these struggles are normal, and inevitably they are going to happen. Not all of them, but inevitably you are going to struggle in some respects, and it's normal. We all need to understand that this happens. This doesn't mean that you're failing. This doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. However, it's important to analyze and note what you can do to prevent these things from happening. For the content creation side of things, come up with a clear strategy, and you want to test this strategy over 4 to 6 weeks depending on your goal. Come up with the pieces of content that you need to create, and then batch create them. Batching is going to help you so much, especially if you are running this game solo with no help. What you need to do is spend a whole day, a whole 4 hours, however long you want to dedicate, once a week, and get the same type of content in different outfits, different locations, and batch out about 100 pieces of content in one session. 100 pieces of content will last you a long time. And that is the goal. You don't want to be spending every day creating 3 pieces of content. You have to get ready, you have to do your makeup, you have to do your hair, you have to figure out an outfit. And let's be real, we don't want to get ready every single day. That's just not normal. Some people do. Fair play if you do. Right, I'm making out that everyone is the same and everyone isn't. But if you can't be asked every day, then you need to batch content once a week. Trust me, it will help you. Next is having boundaries. Fans are going to expect so much from you. You need to create boundaries. So whether that be the types of content you make, setting a boundary on that, knowing what your limits are, knowing what the furthest is you will go, knowing when you're going to chat, knowing when you're going to create content, having a boundary. So if a fan requests a custom video, set that boundary. It's going to take 4 days to receive that custom video. It's really important that you don't overpromise and then end up burning out. You need to be realistic, and boundaries are super important. Give yourself a day off. You don't need to work every single day. Give yourself a day off and your body will thank you for it. Next is have systems in place. Organization is key when it comes to success. I'm sure you guys have heard this before and you're probably looking at me now thinking, oh, this girl thinks she knows everything. I don't know everything. I just know what can help. I've seen it firsthand with creators. I've literally been next to creators 24/7, behind them, realizing how burnt out they're getting and realizing that they're just not organized. Organization will help you a ton. So have systems in place. Use Google Drive. Organize your content. To-do lists, checklists. There's so many systems out there that will help you, and you don't need to think about things that often. So for example, have alarms on your phone, so you don't need to think, oh, I need to post on Instagram at this point or this time, and have an alarm so you remember to do it, and you haven't got to have that mental bandwidth to actually make you remember to do it, or you'll just probably forget. Or use scheduling tools so you can schedule your content and you haven't got to sit there every day posting on Instagram twice, 3 times, however many times a day. There is so many systems out there that will help you succeed. For example, captions. Don't sit there for 5 minutes thinking of captions. Use ChatGPT. Guys don't care about your captions, okay? They just need to be there to kind of give them a call to action. These are little things that can help you prevent burnout, prevent pressure, and just make things a little bit easier for yourself. What I've spoken about today are the common struggles that OF creators, not even just OF creators, but creators face in general. And it's just really important to prevent those stresses and struggles as much as possible. So the 3 things that I've mentioned in this video today, batching content, scheduling and boundaries, and systems, are all going to help you grow your OF account. You need to treat your OF account as a business, and those 3 things will help you get there. I hope you liked today's video, guys. I just want to give you some motivation and hopefully prevent you guys from struggling too much. Let me know in the comment section if you enjoyed the video or if you have any questions, and don't forget to subscribe to see more videos from me. Thank you for watching.